Welcome. It's hump day. It's March 1st and I'm here to do, I'm not really sure what. So I'm open to suggestions because I don't usually do a solo Wednesday night thing. So I want to know, let's see, I want you to see love multiplied. I want to know what you want to know. I'm thinking of going over the news, but I'm thinking, hello, welcome. I'm thinking of going over the news, but I would like to know what questions you have about the news. I mean, I can just go with what I know is going on. Hey, Joan. Chat amongst yourselves. I just want to grab something. I'll be right back. Say hello to everyone. Just 30 seconds. Here I am back. So the reason I just left was because I wanted to grab this book to just let you know that there's still room for the Radically Forgiving class, which is happening on Saturday. Go to my website, psychicandetdion.com, and you can sign up for a Radically Forgiving class, which is going to be it will be life transforming. And as I like to say, we all have things to forgive. We wouldn't even be here. We'd be so spiritually evolved if we didn't have anything to forgive. We would just be on the other side. So, thank you for putting my website up there. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. I wouldn't be me without you. Thank you. So today's my dad's 89th birthday. I was going to come on at 7, but, you know, people that are older, they're on their own schedules. So what was supposed to be lunch turned into, like, really dinner and pizza. So, yeah, I'm back on Wednesdays. Things have changed. It's my dad's birthday. He's a Pisces. Both of my parents are Pisces, which kind of explains my demeanor about life, you know, which is just like, you know, thank you. I'll let him know you said so. So anyway, that's why I'm a little later than I planned to be. So if you're just joining me, I was just asking if you have any political questions that you want to put up. I answered a lot on Monday, but as we know, things always change. I'm going to start. You're a Pisces. Yes, Mr. Dion, Robert. Bob, he's doing pretty good. He's in pretty good shape for the shape he's in. Keep buffering. Let me check something. It's interesting having two Pisces parents. Let me know if I'm buffering, because I'll just kind of reboot. Okay? Yeah, but wow, a lot of Pisces here. Pisces are into, you know, meditation and spiritual stuff. Want some insight? Yes, maybe I can get you on, Professional Aquarian. Don't know how to do this. Hang on. I've done it before where I brought somebody on while I was live streaming, but I forgot how to do it. Okay, I'm not buffering. That's good. Can I do a reading on FBI Director Ray? Okay, good. It's not buffering. How do I let somebody in? Share? Oh, dear. Professional Aquarian, I'm gonna have to figure that out. I did invite somebody on. I wanted to get the astrological forecast. He went on Fox News. Okay. A lot of Pisces here tonight. Happy birthday, Pisces. The moon today is in Gemini, is in Cancer. Oh yeah, that's a like a motherly sign. An invite, but I'm not on Zoom. I'm sorry, I wish I knew how to do that. Why didn't the FBI want to go to Mar-a-Lago? You know what, just about that, this is what I sense overall. I really feel, I did see Garland for a little while today. I really did feel like, and I have felt like this kind of a blanket resistance of people that want to do the right thing and do their jobs. And this has been going on for some time now. That there are threats flying through the air all the time. This is why on Tuesday we focused a bit on, I don't share what we talk about in the meditation. I like to keep the energy really concentrated there. But I'll just tell you that we had a focus yesterday during our 20 on Tuesdays meditation on sending energy and protection to the DOJ. And also to send energy and strength and protection to the FBI and, the legit law enforcement. I've always felt like since Trump, that there's been a blanket kind of a threat. And so people are reticent to just jump in. And this is a time, like I've said before, we have to everybody's got to find their inner Ukrainian. Including people that are in positions of power. I mean, I don't think it's any excuse to not do what needs to be done. But if your life is being threatened, it changes how the average person, acts, right? So I'm going to take a look first at. I'm not going to start with that. I'm actually going to start with. There's a movement in Florida. Remember the other night I was reading on Florida and I saw lots and lots of pain in Florida, lots of dark energy in Florida. And I'm sorry if you live in Florida. We are praying for you in Florida. And then lo and behold, today I hear a little snippet of news that says there's a movement in Florida to eliminate the Democratic Party. But they probably say Democrat because that's what they do, right? There's a movement in Florida, and I'll find out more about it, and you can find out more about it, and we'll reconvene on Friday. There's a movement in Florida to eliminate the Democratic Party. Can we all comment on that? Big fat jerks, you know what I mean? That's what I'm going to read on first. How's that going to go? Eliminating the Democratic Party from the state of Florida. It's as bad as the red state seceding from the Union. It's really bad. So I'm going to pick 3 cards on how that's going to go. It's going to go over like a lead balloon. Let us see. It's going to bring out a lot of emotions. I see law stepping in, and I see court battles. Yeah, we're Democrats for life, that's for sure, because Democrats care about other human beings. Oh, Betty's saying, how can that be legal in that? Well, how many things have we... Let's just reflect for a second. How many things can we point to over the past 7 years? I mean, we can do a whole workshop and we can write the list. How many things can we point to over the past 7 years where we went, you can't do that. What are they doing? They can't do that. That's illegal. They can't do. How many? It would probably make your hair curl. And if your hair's curly, it would make it straight. I used to say that about the January 6th committee before they started having their hearings, that what we were going to find out was just going to be so shocking. So think about how many things that we thought that would never happen that are happening. For instance, taking away the right to vote. For instance, taking away the right to read a book. Taking away the right to be, basically, Ron DeFascist is taking away the right to be learned, to be informed, and to be educated. It's countless, Joan's saying. It's absolutely, it's an infinite number of things that we thought would never happen because they're not supposed to happen in a democracy. This is a little bright. It's not. These are things that aren't supposed to happen in a democracy, but nonetheless, they've been happening anyway. So, what I'm seeing about the fascist party of Florida, the Florida Fascist Party, we'll call that the FFP, because it is, the Florida Fascist Party, taking Democrats, eliminating, they're talking about cancel culture, they want to eliminate Democrats in Florida. So I'm seeing a lot of pain and sadness around that. DeFascist loves to ban, I know. Has anyone read his book? What's the point of the federal government if the state can override their rules? It needs to be stronger. Trump really took this country apart. Just when you think that they can't go any lower, the party of fascists, now I have you all calling them the POF, the party of fascists. That if it makes you feel better, they're giving us no choice but to fight back. Like, we can't just take this, right? We can't just sit, kick back and take it. I do see some kind of now the guides are pointing to Val Demings. So I'm wondering if Val Demings is going to get involved more in what's going on in the politics in Florida. I kind of feel that. Let's see. Is Val Demings in Florida going to get more involved in what's going on politically? Yes. Yes. And let's really, appreciate the Adam Schiffs and the Eric Swalwells and the Dan Goldmans and the Jamie Raskins and name some more. There are a whole lot. Even Katie Porter. There are a whole lot of people Democratic leaders who are really sharp and really on the ball and really, even a lot of them were, prosecutors and lawyers before they became representatives. Let's be really sending them a lot of support because they're doing an incredible job. These people that when they let the Jim Jordans have it and the Lauren Boeberts have it, when they just let them have it, that we're just so grateful that they're there. If the fascists would ban rump clothes, Hakeem Jeffries, just name them. And we really, understanding the power of the mind and the power of our thoughts, if we're really sending them support and sending them gratitude and maybe sending them even letters in the mail, showing our appreciation for them, I really feel like that goes a long way. But what they're doing in Florida, the other thing they're doing in Florida to get rid of democracy, it couldn't be any clearer. They want to get rid of the Democratic Party in the state of Florida. This is happening as we speak. And it's going to be painful. I do see legal battles around that. Absolutely legal battles. But boy, is this going to get the Democrats fired up big time. Wow. Wow. Anyway, so I wore my birthday dress because I thought we were going out to dinner. But we ended up having pizza, which is all good. Will the original January 6 videos be given to other news stations? I do think they will be given to other news stations. And I started to think about that the Capitol building is now an open book. It's all mapped out for terrorists and insurrectionists. And gates. Happy birthday wishes for my dad, yes. 89 and doing fine. I should have said that to him today. It just popped into my head. How is it even possible to get rid of the Democratic Party? You must have just jumped on, Dale, because we were just talking about, I was just saying, how many things can we think of? The list is pretty infinite, it seems, that, say, 7 years ago, we thought, that can never happen. That will never happen. Electra Storm, are you waxing negative? Everyone, lift Electra Storm's spirits. She just said she's so tired of the bad people winning. What happens when somebody really, like, I mean, think about Ukraine. Think about, when Putin is like, you can't live independently. You can't have sovereignty. You can't have democracy. What happens? What happened to the Ukrainian people? And we're continuing to send them tons of light and love. They found their inner resolve. And we will be finding our inner resolve. It's my dad's birthday, not mine. Mine's in December. I know, he's doing good. I'm really fortunate. And they're still both here. My mom's is, she's a Pisces too. I'm going to take a look at the Democratic Party in general. The Democratic Party in general is actually getting a lot of energy and, verbal ammunition. This is not the country you grew up in, Patty Rogers. That's very, very, very true. It is not the same country that we grew up in. That's why, Joe Biden kept on saying, this is not your father's and your grandfather's Republican Party. That's why I really want people to understand that the GOP has become the POF, the Party of Fascists. The Wheel of Fortune, I'm just asking about the Democrats in America. The Democrats, and it looks like a turn this looks like a turn for the better for the Democrats. Just in general, the Democratic Party, and there's a lot of, I feel like this is the energy of the people of the United States rising up in support. There's a lot of support, and the Queen of Pentacles. I'm getting a lot of energy around Kamala Harris as being a spokesperson for something in particular. I'm not really sure what it is. Let me ask this question. Does this have to do, because Kamala Harris has been coming up a lot lately when I ask about where things are going to go legally. So, is Kamala Harris going to take a prosecutor role? Kind of, thank you, Dorothy, not a prosecutor role. Is Kamala Harris going to be working behind the scenes? She's working behind the scenes on legal matters. Is it an advisory role? Okay, that's really strong. I'm picking up, it's all in the up and up. It's not anything illicit. I'm picking up that Kamala Harris is getting involved a lot behind the scenes with helping to prosecute, to hold people accountable by kind of lining things up. Why don't we see more Democrats on TV responding to the facsimile being proposed that I can't follow that question. I'm confused. More Democrats on TV responding to the fascism. The fascism. It's starting. Okay. Well, this is what I want you to know, Jackie. There are more organizations, including we have Grassroots of Democracy, right? My Grassroots of Democracy, participants, put up the information there if you could. There are hundreds upon hundreds, maybe there are thousands of organizations that have formed to save democracy. That's how we didn't have a red wave during the midterms. There was a lot of voter suppression going on, and they didn't get their red wave. So I'm thinking, Democracy Docket. I'm thinking of Adam Kinzinger's Country First. I'm thinking of, Midas Touch is keeping people really informed. I went through this the other night. There are so many. So let's really think about getting involved and participating. Swing Blue Alliance is also getting people out The vote in Wisconsin, the Supreme Court vote in Wisconsin. If you want to know more about that, I need to read more about that. But I did just receive postcards in the mail. I'll show them to you next time. To mail to the Wisconsin voters. What happens in Wisconsin could make or break our democracy. Thank you, Cheryl. We are here to save our democracy. I'm here doing these PNNs to help to save our democracy. That's the purpose. Besides, I'm here to get you, informed about what I'm doing, what I'm teaching, and to get you to sign up to get a reading and all that good stuff. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Hang on a second, because somebody's up there saying, where are our democratic leaders? What do you mean by that? Where are our democratic leaders? They're working. I'm not understanding that. You know what I mean? What about Merrick Garland today? So confused. Merrick Garland is quite inundated. Ask me a question that I can really answer. I mean, yes, get people to the polls. Volunteer at your local town office. Telling everyone what they are doing. There's a lot of things being outed on the mainstream news, and Midas Touch even more so. Mainstream, I don't watch CNN anymore. I don't like their slant, but mainstream news, meaning like MSNBC, I don't know, CBS, NBC. You just want them to be more vocal. Well, are you being vocal? I'm not being mean. I'm asking you if you're being involved. Because it's a chain reaction. Condoleezza Rice, do you see her running as a Republican candidate for president? I heard she might. Wow. Oh, if you just jumped on, somebody's asking about Val Demings, and I just, Patty, come to our Grassroots of Democracy meetings. I mean, it's not like I'm telling you to help without giving you away. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I can. If you get involved in your local communities, if you want to just, email me. I'm actually going to get a little closer so I can see the chat better. I'm going to move my chair a little bit. You can, AnetteDion7@gmail.com. I can help you to get involved. And here's the thing. We feel so much better when we're involved. It's during your work. Well, we also send... I have an answer for everything. Thank you. Honestly, after the meetings, if you're on the grassrootsofdemocracy.com email list, you will receive mega notes, because my assistant Terry Hall, I don't know if she's here tonight, does a stupendously excellent job at just recapping the entire meeting and giving us all where we can go, what we can do, and all that. So there's no real reason to not be involved. You know what I'm saying? Okay, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. Because I know people feel like they're too busy, and I always say the reason that you're so busy is because we live in a democracy. Yeah, thank you, Patty. Where's the bell? Patty gets a bell. Please hit the thumbs up if you haven't already, and if you can, and please subscribe to my channel. This is how I get the word out about my classes, and I get the word out about Grassroots of Democracy, and about signing up for a reading. A reading is loaded with all kinds of information. Let's take a look at what's happening. I don't know. I want to go to Adam Schiff for some reason. How is Adam Schiff doing? Let's see. We have a lot of fun at our Grassroots of Democracy meetings, too. Yeah, you got the bell. You did, because you went, okay, I'll join. It's up to us. It's up to us. The reason we suffer the way that we are in our country right now is because there's too many people not being involved for decades. Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff is a little bit wiped out and needs to rest. Share, like, and subscribe. However, I do see Adam Schiff getting a lot of support in his run for senator in California. The lover card indicates that people really do rally around him. I know, I saw Jamie Raskin shut Bober up. That was beautiful. I want to see more of that. Adam Schiff is awesome. Very bright guy. Very bright, very dedicated. I remember at one of the, at the impeachment hearing, when after January 6th, oh no, actually, I think it was the first impeachment hearing. See, we lose track. The first impeachment hearing, when Adam Schiff stood up there and he said, at the hearing, he said, Donald Trump did this before, he will do it again. And lo and behold, we had January 6th. It was the first impeachment hearing. So it's exciting to get involved. It's important to get involved. And I mean, it's critically important to get involved. Raskin is the Boebert troll. Yeah, and they get all, you know, the Boeberts and the Marjorie Taylor Greens get all like befuddled and like, they don't know what to say because they're just clueless. They have no business being in public office. You have to kind of know what's going on. You do. I mean, how humiliating it must be to not know your stuff. And to be holding a seat like that. It's just, I mean, how, is it just me? Doesn't that seem like a really uncomfortable thing? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to pretend that I know everything that's going on. I mean, think about Marjorie Taylor Greene and those, like, what board is she, what committee is she on? The National Security? What? They aren't used to it getting turned on them, and let's visualize that. Let's visualize these insurrectionists, like the we call him Pinocchio. Send Warren a lot of light. He needs Warren Green needs a lot of light. I'm just thinking of him because we came up with Pinocchio. He's just going through a physical challenge, and I'm just telling you that because it does work. Yeah, let's imagine them being completely, well, you could call it trolling, but completely put in their place by the Democrats. Happy birthday to all in March. That's sweet. Let's take a look at DeFascist in Florida. The, what did I say? The Florida Fascist Party, the FFP. The Florida Fascist Party led by Ron DeFascist. The reason we have to call it what it is, we have to keep on calling it what it is. How many times did Trump say the same thing over and over and over again? Voter fraud, election fraud, voter fraud, election fraud, voter fraud. How many times did Donald Trump say that? Till it, like, how about, you know, the whole thing about, oh, COVID, we have more COVID because we have more testing. These stupid, stupid things that get said so many times that it starts to sink into people's consciousness and then they think it's a real thing. So let's keep in mind that we can do the same thing. If we actually call the Republican Party the party of fascists, well-founded. Your birthday's March 4th? Oh, happy birthday. That's it. I'm having a class that day. Yeah, he's still saying it, right. And the psychology of that is if you keep on saying it, keep on saying it, keep on saying it, even people that don't believe it, it will sink into their, at least their subconscious. So we have to start calling them fascists. We just have to start calling them fascists. Look up fascists in the dictionary. Look at the Wikipedia. That's what they are. We don't just say that. That is absolutely the behavior and the actions that they are taking. They are attempting with ferocity to take our democracy. I'm a songwriter. They're trying very hard with ferocity to take down our democracy. Time to write a song. Yes. Amazing to see Swalwell, Raskin, Midas Touch. Yes, it's amazing. And these people weren't doing this. Like, we didn't have organizations like the democratic organizations that we have now. They popped up. Like, think about the Lincoln Project, right? Michael Moore's got us. There's a lot of people on Substack. Michael Beschloss. I mentioned Democracy Docket. There's a whole lot. All right. We're going to look up Ron DeSantis. Ferocity for Democracy. Would you like it? I can probably come up with a song. And the other night we were talking about Ukraine and coming up with a song for Ukraine. Then it occurred to me I had started a song about Ukraine last year and just really didn't get back to it. Yes, Ferocity for Democracy. This is about Ron DeFascist. He's going to continue to inflict pain. There's a Queen of Pentacles, which is I see battles, legal battles in Florida, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The pain that Ron DeFascist is putting the Floridians through and the country is actually going to make the country stronger. What you resist when you are doing resistance training, what you resist makes you stronger. This is what's going on. I'll write a song. I will. I have a couple songs about democracy. Maybe I should do a concert. Maybe I'll figure out a time to do that. I can pull that together. It's just that on that note, the acoustics on YouTube are really bad in terms of music, but I do have access to a studio now, and I could set that up. I'm going to talk to my guy that has the studio, the podcast studio. I'm going to talk to him because he said he could set that up. So we'll arrange that. I have a couple of concerts on my YouTube channel. One was last August in Maine. I did one in August, and then I did one again in October from Maine, and then I did a concert with my friend Sean Galloway in Nashville. The acoustics weren't very good. It was inviting people on, through YouTube live stream. The acoustics were not very good. Good concert, but anyway, I'm just making a point that I can do that. Let's take a look at Texas. Somebody the other night said that she heard that Greg Abbott was gonna. No, wait. That Nikki Haley was gonna invite Greg Abbott. Yeah, send Warren, our buddy Warren, a lot of light. He's okay. He just needs a lot of light. Yeah. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. You just made my day. Let's see. Did anyone else hear that? Because somebody mentioned the other night that Nikki Haley was going to ask Greg Abbott to be her running mate, and I just thought that was crazy. And I won't read on it unless somebody else has heard that. I don't see that at all. But let's look at how Texas is doing. Let's do this. Let's do a little reading on the Republicans in Texas. How they're going to do. How will they be faring? In general, say this year. Republicans in Texas. Taking a defensive posture. Continuing to toil away at ruining our democracy. These are the Texans. The Texas Republicans. There's going to be fast-moving action on the Texas Republicans. I feel like this is really. Thanks for sending Warren light on behalf of Warren. Yeah, so you live in Texas, working hard for the Dems. What I'm seeing is they're on the defensive. The Republicans in Texas are on the defensive. The Republican, the Ted Cruzes and the Greg Abbotts and the Ken Paxtons and the whole of them. And they are continuing to pound away at taking away people's rights, big time. This is what Texas is birthing right now. The Chariot card indicates that a lot of things are going to be coming down quickly in Texas. I'm going to ask the pendulum, is that for the good of democracy? I'm getting a yes. So a lot of things are going to be brought to light quickly about the criminality in Texas. I'm kind of thinking of Ken Paxton on that. I have a little news to catch up on because I know Paxton has been highlighted in the news or something. Is Paxton going to get in? He's in legal trouble. Does anyone know much about Ken Paxton? What's going on with him legally in Texas? Because I'm getting the pressure, the hammer's coming down on him big time. Is Paxton in Texas gonna lose his seat? That's interesting. All right, my Texans, oh my Texans, where art thou, my Texans? Let me know what's going on there. Do you know, today I'm actually feeling optimistic about democracy. Do not go back to sleep. I'm actually feeling optimistic about democracy. The state is paying the funds for him. What funds? Can you be more specific? I'm asking about Paxton in Texas. Something about money. I'm going to have to do my homework on that. Oh, by the way, I have a tip jar in the description. It should be there. I think you might have to scroll down a little bit. Because I'm thinking, I'll do my homework. I'll go find out what's going on with Paxton and let you know next time. But can you tip me? He's in legal trouble, but the good old boy network is strong. We are working on... Yeah, what I read on Texas a few months back was really... I was asking my guides about it. What is going on in Texas? And my guides were really like, oh... This is my interpretation of my guides. My guides are like, oh my God, Annette, you can't even believe how deep the corruption goes. And then I got that it was all about big oil and all that. Texas government will pay the financial cost for Paxton. Doesn't mean he'll win. That is so corrupt. Let's see. And since I'm on the topic, the Queen of Pentacles keeps flipping over and showing herself. So what is that about? Seems legal. It really seems legal, and it seems like feminine energy rising up. You guys are awesome. Thank you for putting up my information. He's in legal trouble. We're working hard to get him. Good job. You get the bell, Betty. Betty, good job. Good job. It's fun. It's fun to save democracy. It's fun to fight for democracy. I really do feel a wave of optimism. I want to take a look a little bit more at Ken Paxton. He's a horrible human being. He's a misogynist. He's just a terrible, terrible person. I just want to make it clear. I am not name calling. I am describing people's behavior. He is a horrible, horrible human being. And I feel like there's a lot of feminine energy rising up in Texas. It's not going to take it anymore. And these cards just flip themselves right over. Ken Paxton is going to find himself feeling kind of alone. He's feeling really insecure. I'm picking up a lot of insecurity. Their legal system is moving in on him. Keep on working hard in Texas, because it looks like the communication will be strong and intense, and he's going to be, I get that he's sheepishly trying to hide. That's the Hermit card. So there's something coming down on him. I'm not sure if he's going to lose his position entirely, but he will be shamed. He will be shamed. It's despicable, I tell you. Now, we also know that there's a Texas judge. I'm not sure where that's at today in terms of he wants to ban the abortion pill nationwide. I know, like we were just talking about. How can they do that? How can they do that, right? That's what we were just talking about. They find ways, and then they gut the laws. He was indicted many years ago for security fraud, 3 counts, but still has not gone to court due to delays. Yeah, that's their tactic, right? It's totally their tactic. Delay, delay, delay. I kind of feel like the courts are getting hip to it, though. Don't you? I feel like the courts are really getting hip to it. I want to stick with Texas for some reason. Let me see. The guides want me to give you more information about the Unholy Trinity, Albert and Patrick, in Texas. I feel like there's going to be a lot of activity and a lot of turmoil in Texas in the legal system, in the government, in the state government, and the legal system. And let's just, Walgreens refuses to sell the Plan B. Yeah, I didn't know that they refused to sell it. Women have to rise up, especially. Let's see. I'm going to ask about the judge who's going to put forth the abortion ban. It just reminds me, the other night I read about what was going to happen with, what was it? It was the Supreme Court and the student loan debt forgiveness, and I got the 10 of swords on that the other night. Yeah, boycott Walgreens, but write to Walgreens, right? If they're banning the abortion pill, write to them. So the Supreme Court, remember the other night I read on the Supreme Court not going for student loan debt forgiveness, and I got the 10 of swords? Yeah, refuse to shop there, Patty. Refuse to shop at Walgreens if they're banning the abortion pill. Write a lot. Definitely write to them. Don't just boycott them, because they won't notice. So as far as the Supreme Court decision on student loan debt forgiveness, these people are cruel. Supreme Court is cruel. Not all of them, but, the majority. And I saw the 10 of swords. So the student loan debt forgiveness is not going to go through. But it's, once again, it's like, that thorn in your side where you're just like, I'm not going to take this. There's going to be something that's going to happen there. The Texas, okay, I'm going to ask about that judge and taking away, like, how can they do this, right? Making it illegal to have that pill. The other night I was talking about how much money it costs to raise a kid. A lot. Are you guys still there? Let me know, because I don't know if my Wi-Fi died. Let's see. Okay, so you're still here. Sometimes I panic, like I think my Wi-Fi died when I don't see the chat for a sec. Okay, so as far as I'm losing track. Thank you. The Wi-Fi's good. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. We're all good. We'll keep going. As far as that, the nationwide ban on the abortion pill, I'm getting that judge is a fool and needs to be called out. That judge in Texas. Thank you, Barbara. Good to see you. That judge in Texas is an absolute fool, and the judgment card is, it's going to backfire on him. What he's doing is going to backfire. What he's doing to ban that abortion pill is going to backfire. And that's what we're aiming for, all this cruel behavior that's just foolish to backfire. So let's just follow the thread. What they're trying to do in general is push through these laws and these bans and this voter suppression, and they're trying to push it through and push it through and push it through and push it through and see how much that they can get away with, so that if they get away with it, then they take away people's right. Like when people have a voice, the voice won't be effective. So we're in this time where our voices still count. That Ron DeFascist is trying to take that away. Our voices still count. They're trying to push this, and the more laws that they push through, that the American people, the majority of the American people don't want, the more they push through, the less our voices have any effect. That's why we cannot take our eyes off the ball at all. Not for a second. They should be afraid, especially of the women. So I'm seeing it's a big burden for this judge in Texas that wants a nationwide ban on the abortion pill. I mean, and honestly, I could see if they were going to provide hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of support for these. I don't have to even say it, because you know what I mean. For these people that can't afford to, these women, these girls that can't afford a pregnancy, and through some unfortunate situation became pregnant, and it is, when the abortion banning started to happen, my first thought was, excuse me, men, but it enables heinous, horrible, evil men to use their appendage as a weapon. I feel a rant coming on, but I'm going to keep my cool. As we read about, I'm going to keep going back and forth from Florida to Texas. They are the most fascist states right now. Right now. Well, Biden appoint more. Yes, I actually got a long time ago that Biden would appoint 3 Supreme Court justices. 1 down, 2 to go. Cannot tell you, I can't not emphasize enough how strongly that if we understand how strongly I feel about this, if we understand that we're working more in an energy kind of a reality where we work with the energy. We work with the energy. So if you want to see females being empowered, visualize that. If you want to see democracy winning and back on its feet, then visualize that. Visualize the headlines. Visualize the news anchors saying how the Democrats are doing good. The Democrats are doing good. We did that to get Joe Biden on. Nice to see you, Moonchild. We did that to get Joe Biden elected. To get him on. Maybe Joe Biden would be on our show. If I can figure out how to do the YouTube, inviting someone on thing. Professional Aquarian, are you still there? I want to know if you can join me maybe next week. If you can't join me on Friday, I'll figure it out in the meantime. Yeah. Just visualize it. Thank you. It's a dress that I wore on my birthday, and it's my dad's birthday. I thought we were going out, but when you have elderly relatives, it's like you just kind of have to go with their pace on their schedules. All right, let's see. Oh, I get this hardworking card. I do want to go back to Florida to see if the fascist is actually going to throw his hat in the ring. I'll tell my dad you said happy birthday. He'll like that. Thanks. Is Ron DeFascist going to throw his hat in the ring and run for president? Is he actually going to do that? I actually don't feel like he has the courage. That's interesting. Is Ron DeFascist going to throw his hat in the ring to run for president of the United States? I'm getting a no. I've gotten that before. Thank you for pointing that out, because I do forget, because I do the reading so many times. You guys are so sweet. I'll tell my dad. So, that's weird. I'm just wondering what that's about. Okay. Is it because legally Ron DeFascist will be kind of, saddled with legal problems? It does feel like that. It does feel like, this is what it feels like with Ron DeFascist. It feels like there are legal problems, and what happens if he threw his hat, this is exactly what I'm getting. If he threw his hat into the ring to run for president, Ron DeFascist, formerly known as Ron DeSatan, formerly known as Ron DeSantis, if he throws his hat in the ring as president, what's going to happen, and I feel like this is a reason I don't see him throwing his hat in the ring, is that everything is exposed. Now, let's remember, when Trump ran for president, all presidents are supposed to hand over their tax returns. And he got away with not handing over his tax returns. Joe Biden, Obama, they right away, many times, audits, they got to see everything, and it was all cool. I feel like what hinders Ron DeFascist from running for president, which is the most asinine thing that I can think of, we need to do something about these enemies of America and enemies of freedom running for public office, period. People, wake up, be woke, be woke, be woke. Thank you, Joji. He'll be fully exposed. All Ron DeFascist criminality will be fully out there in full living color for everybody to see, and that's very risky because he's been overtly, brazenly criminal. Ron DeFascist has stole, even for entertainment purposes only, based on my psychic impression, maybe the facts are out there, he's stolen COVID money, and he's stolen Hurricane Ian relief money, and people in Florida are still without their homes that they lost in Hurricane Ian. And during Hurricane Ian, Ron DeFascist banned the media. Based on my psychic impression, and maybe you know factual information about that. There were Trump supporters holding Trump signs at his book signing. And he had the police tell them to leave. You gotta be kidding. Yeah, Sharon, they're starting to take over local politics and the school boards, and yeah, and it's happening quickly. Ron DeFascist is turning it into a fascist state quickly. And he is a big baby. And if you saw the cover of his book, something about freedom, I don't remember the name of it. And the picture of him is awful. His voice is awful. It's all awful. It's all bad. It's bad. It's just yikes. I mean, you think about Ron DeFascist's voice. It's all show. Just think about his voice. Think about how unattractive he is. This is not about physical characteristics. This is about what he exudes from within. And I'm really believing that people that think that it's good are under hypnosis. Let's remember, they go for the media. They go for the media. They don't want people to understand what's really going on in the news, and that's how they get their control. Boots. The white boots, man, that was so funny. And hats off to Jimmy Kimmel, and send Jimmy Kimmel, the late night host, a lot of white light and a lot of positivity. And even send Jimmy Kimmel a letter of gratitude, because Jimmy Kimmel is trolling Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I'm pretty sure he's trolling Lauren Boebert, and he's trolling Trump, and he has been for a long time, and he's trolling DeSatan, and it's interchangeable, DeFascist DeSatan. And good for him, because in a democracy, you're supposed to be able to roast the politicians. You're supposed to be able to do that. Let's not, like I was saying earlier, let's not get used to things that are our rights, like voting, for instance. Let's not get used to things being taken away from us. Jimmy Kimmel is being an American. I don't even want to say he's being brave. He's being an American. The First Amendment says that we have a right to speak our voices, to speak out against what a government official is doing. And it's just a right. Meanwhile, back in the world of Donald J. Trump, who's completely lost his mind, They used what? They used desensitization? What do you mean by that? I'm not a huge fan of Colbert anymore. I don't think he's that funny. I mean, I really respect Stephen Colbert, but I don't think he's that funny. And Colbert, I don't really get into how much he just tells gross sex jokes. It's not anything. I'm not a prude. I'm just like, it's just, that's not funny to me. Anyway, there's too much of that. It's just not funny. Let's go to Trump land. Yeah, we get used to it. I don't think that we think it's okay. I think we get used. I don't think we actually think. Patty's saying that she thinks we just get used to it. It's the subconscious thing that happens, where we're used to hearing it, but we don't accept it consciously. Yeah, we don't consciously accept it. It just kind of seeps in. Think about how much, if somebody says voter fraud, how many times you've heard those two words. How many times have you heard voter fraud? It's stuck in your head, right? Like a song that you can't get out of your head, or a stupid jingle. We have a lot of tools now. We have a lot of tools. I just think about Sadhguru, this is Sadhguru, talking about, well, we have potential to do so much good because we can reach so many people. I've always seen for years now Trump under house arrest. Cheryl's asking about that. Trump is full on psychopath, malignant narcissist, scary, violent, vitriolic, dangerous dictator. He's full on and really dumb. Mind control, Cheryl's saying, yeah, it's a mind control. So I'm picking 3 cards about DJT. See what's going on with that. Trump has never been a sleeper. Remember how much he was, do you remember manic? Yeah, I would say manic. Kind of psychosis, I think that happens. And if you don't sleep, if you're an insomniac like he is, he doesn't sleep, you start to go crazy. Our brains need sleep. If you're sleep deprived for long stretches of time, that's a dangerous thing. And Adderall too. Well, yeah, that makes sense that he wouldn't sleep if he's doing Adderall. It's making him crazy. He's facing a lot of challenges right now. He's trying to get away from the difficulty. He knows indictments are coming. This is the law. He knows indictments are coming. So this is the challenge card. He's trying to get away. He knows indictments are coming. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm going to ask the pendulum. Is Trump going to get money? What I mean is money to pay lawyers to delay things. I think he has dementia too. I've thought that for a long time. His father had dementia. His father had Alzheimer's, I think, or dementia really extreme. So, thank you for hitting the thumbs up button, and I noticed that a lot of you have. I appreciate it. Is Donald Trump going to get money from, like our enemy countries? I get no. That's interesting. I think he's tried. Sleep deprivation is a cause for like a psychosis kind of a thing. And if somebody's doing drugs like Adderall, or even for that matter, if somebody's drinking every single night, what's going on with the mic? Sounds like I'm in a bathroom. In a bathroom? Brazilian crystals, are you just being weird? He's just being weird. Does being in a bathroom have a certain sound? I don't know. I'm just in a room. I don't use a mic. Despite the fact that the other night someone thought I was wearing a mic because I had a strand of hair that was like, it happens. You guys can tell me. Hollow. It always sounds like that. Is it bothering you? I mean, I won't stay if it's bad. You want me to leave? Is it really too distracting? Hello, it's reverb. Brazilian crystals. So when your speakers, Brazilian crystals, when your speakers sound like you're in a bathroom, you know they're going. I'm just kidding. I'm not done yet. I'm not finished yet. We are reading about Trump again. I'm just trying to figure out what a bathroom sound effect is. It's like, is that something like I could put on my amp or something? Bathroom sound. Is Donald J. Trump going to run for president? No. I know Donald J. Trump has said that he's going to run for president, but I keep getting no. I keep getting no, he is not. Like in a box. Saw something that Ivanka left the States. Where did you see that, Marissa? So now I'm going to pull cards on Trump's legal situation in Georgia. Don't hear any flashing. I'm kind of yelling because my iPad's a little far away from me. Georgia. So much going on in this country. Oh my goodness. It's going to be challenging. Georgia's going to be challenging for Trump. Too much evidence for him to get away. I feel this is really good for Georgia. This is really good for Georgia. It's really good for Georgia. He's great. Yeah, Trump's whole entire life has been a grift. Trump's whole entire life has been devoid of actual love. It's been an entire grift, and Trump's entire life has been wrapped up in litigation. His whole life. He's been losing money his whole life. It's really amazing. That's why he's going to our foreign enemy countries. Like those live golf tournaments, you know, and I must say that I'm a little bit beside myself, if I may say so. I'm a little bit beside myself. That I'm having these feelings like I had. I'm not saying anything bad's going to happen. I'm just saying after 9/11 happened, all of a sudden I had this, you know, during that time. I was like, wow, America's being pretty like lax and naive, aren't we? And when I hear that, and we'll look at this too, when I hear that Kevin McCarthy handed over 40,000 plus hours of surveillance tape from January 6th at the Capitol, I'm like, I mean, I don't think I'm alone in that. It's like, what are we, stupid? We will look at that too. But first, somebody said Ivanka left the country. Horrifying. It's horrifying. It's so that's we have to send all the energy that we can to the Democrats who are calling it out. And also the media and the reporters, the investigative reporters, we really do have to send them a lot of support. Energy feels kind of funny today. Did anything happen in the news? Last weekend, I had that feeling a lot, and then, was it last weekend? So much happens in such a short amount of time. The weekend that Biden was headed to Ukraine, and we hadn't heard about it yet, I was really in kind of a little bit of feeling these kind of panic feelings, like, oh no, and I think I was picking up on how risky that was. So you stopped watching news for a bit. Yeah, good for you. I can't, because I do the Psychic News Network, and I'm pretty much, I know a lot, but I can't touch on every single story because it's too much to get into in depth what's going on. That's why we have Grassroots of Democracy. Yeah, that's why we have Grassroots of Democracy, because it gives us an opportunity to share what we're finding out, what we learn, what we need to work on. And that's yeah, there's a lot going on. But you know, Brazilian Crystals, I don't think you have a psychic channel. I mean a news channel, a psychic news channel. Or maybe you do. Okay, so Fox, let's take a look at Fox. I have looked at this. I've been looking at this. Things change a little bit. So the general direction is the same, but things change a little bit. Is Fox going to talk Dominion into a settlement? No. Fox is not going to be able to talk Dominion into a settlement. Ivanka left the States. Is that new news? Fox is in trouble with a capital T. Do you mean that in more ways than one, the capital T? Is Dominion going to hold out? Dominion is hell-bent on holding out. And I have a feeling that Dominion has financial backing that's allowing them to hold out. Where's Melania? Oh wow, you guys are hearing news that I haven't heard. Ivanka left the country and Melania is missing? Is that what you're saying? Oh yeah, I like Christo A on YouTube. I can't say his last name. She had to leave New York City. Interesting. Let's stay on it, huh? Ivanka. Let's just see what's up with Ivanka. I know Ivanka was subpoenaed. Did she get subpoenaed again? Gosh, I'm losing track. We'll go back to the Fox thing in a second. Man, this Queen of Pentacles keeps on coming up. This really tells me, this really tells me how much evidence the United States has against the fascists in general. Ivanka has a very challenging thing going on, and this is weird. I'm just reading about, Ivanka said, people are saying Ivanka left. I feel like she's trying to get some R&R, because she's very, very stressed out. And Ivanka is missing her mother, Ivana. Yeah, Ivanka is missing her mother badly. I have the moon card. She's really losing her mind. And I feel like, yeah, she does travel. She does travel. I just feel like Ivanka is kind of beside herself. And actually, she could, the case against her means she could serve prison time. I've always felt that she was going to tell all. Is she freaking out because she's facing prison time? Yeah. Well, she knows the crimes. Yeah, thanks everyone for the thumbs up. Yeah. What the crimes that she could be, what do you want me to read on Ivana? She's not here anymore. The crimes that Ivanka is complicit in are jail. They're jail terms. They're jail. Yeah. I'm getting sedition. Yeah. Well, maybe I feel like what she's like. People are saying Ivanka's like traveling. I feel like she's trying to relax. I'm getting kind of spa energy around that. The Queen of Pentacles this is the law. And it's very, very challenging for her. She really has never, ever been affected like this. She's had a bubble of like Teflon around her whole life. She's as criminal as her father. She's complicit in a lot of it. She's not as criminal as Jared, as her husband. But that would be like, if she was as criminal as Jared, it would require for her to have a lot more, what's the word? It's brazen, a lot more, almost stupidity. There is a word. Yeah, and I've said many times that I feel, this is a long time ago too, Jared being in jail for international crimes. And that was way prior to Jack Smith being on the scene. Going back to Fox and Dominion, I know people have asked me about the Murdoch murder case. I can't read on that. I can't watch those things. But anyway, Fox is, what's going to happen to Fox? What's going to happen to Fox? The Empress is the United States. The United States wins on that one. What happens with Fox? This is really good news. This is what happens with Fox. This is a huge dent in their credibility, in their reputation, and in their financial standing. I know Rupert Murdoch seems to have endless billions, but this is still a big hit. This is a big hit. This also feels like there are people that are Fox watchers. I feel like nobody will believe me when I say this, but there are people that are like avid Fox watchers that actually have become skeptics. Yeah, and Murdoch is very old and he's angry. I feel like he's very angry. It's like these types of people, these types of big time, white collar criminals, they get really angry, really upset, and not one tiny bit of it is remorse. It's just that they think they're too important to be punished for their crimes. Fox is going to take a huge hit, and this is about America being a lot stronger. I'm not saying they're going away. I'm not saying Fox is going away altogether. But I am saying it's going to put a huge dent in the misinformation. What I've always seen with Tucker is I've seen him going off, branching off, and doing something that's just his own thing. But we'll read on that. Crazy, I tell you. Hey, let's have a commercial break so I can tell you what I'm up to. As I mentioned, the book is on the floor. I have a class on Saturday called Radically Forgiving. Please go to psychicannetdion.com to register for that class, to sign up. It is a life-changing class, and it's, hey Bon Blue, it's 2.5 hours, so it's a lot of good quality time. Parts of it will be recorded, but not all of it. This class, Radically Forgiving, on Saturday, March 4th, on Cheryl's birthday. Please consider signing up for that. Please consider getting a reading. PsychicannetDion.com for a limited time. When you get a reading, you will also be sent, I can't do this, also be sent a 2023 lunar calendar that was designed by my niece, who's an incredible young budding artist, really talented, really gifted. So you get to know what moon phase we're in for the entire year. I'm giving them away as gifts if you book a reading. While supplies last, because we are getting into the year now. So, all right, and she's got some other things on my website too that she's selling. There are cards with altar cards. Church of Spirituality is every Sunday. If you would like to be inspired and uplifted, watch Church of Spirituality. Join us every Sunday at 1. And Grassroots of Democracy meets Thursdays and Saturdays. And on Tuesdays we meet and we have a guided meditation for a healed America. 20 on Tuesdays. Let's take a look at what's going to happen with around the video surveillance tapes. Thanks for putting that up. 1 p.m. Church of Eastern Time. Church of Spirituality is live, but you can always watch it afterwards. Guaranteed to uplift you. I can say guaranteed, but I don't charge for it, so I promise it will uplift you. And you can always donate to me. I totally appreciate it. This is my living, so it really helps. I have a tip jar in the description. I love you too so much. Guaranteed to uplift. The surveillance, Capitol surveillance that went to Tucker. They're kind of, this is interesting. The surveillance tapes that got handed from Kevin McCarthy to Tucker Carlson. Kevin, oh my gosh. I look at pictures of Kevin McCarthy. We call him Marshmallow McCarthy around here. Ryan Hall is on. Who's Ryan Hall? I don't know who that is. Kevin McCarthy, like we call him Marshmallow McCarthy, he has this look like, he has this deer in the headlights look. Do you guys know what I mean? Kevin McCarthy has this look like, As you see pictures of him, and it looks like he's just staring like, I can't do it. I can't do the Kevin McCarthy look. But you guys know what I mean, right? It's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry. No, you know what I mean? It's like he's staring into space, kind of like he's in way over his head. He doesn't know what he's doing. He has a hostage look. Remember, we were calling him hostage of the house. You know what I mean, right? It's not just me. You know exactly what I mean. Deer in the headlights McCarthy. He did that to open the Brady law for the... What? He did that to open the Brady law for the insurrectionists. That confuses me. I don't know what you mean, but I'll look it up. I don't understand that. It's like he's in a trance. It is. And you know what I want to say about that? I'm going to use a pendulum. When he went down to Mar-a-Lago and changed his tune after the insurrection, it's a glazed look. He has a glazed look in his eyes. And I keep on thinking that he got hypnotized when he went to Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, he's a hostage of the house. He's not Speaker of the House. Did Kevin McCarthy get hypnotized, mind controlled at Mar-a-Lago? No, it just seems like it. With drugs, he has a zombie look. It's a look like he's in over his head and he doesn't know what to do. And this card represents that. So, and this, I'm asking about Fox. When he went to kiss the ring, yes. I'm asking about Fox and McCarthy. And I feel like Fox is between a rock and a hard place. Because they've done something that's not legal, for one thing. And the magician, this is interesting. Let me just, I didn't ask a really clear enough question. So what's going to happen with the tapes that are going to Tucker? I feel like they're weighing the risk. Is he being blackmailed? Does Kevin McCarthy? Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Kevin McCarthy's being blackmailed. I get. They must have something on Kevin McCarthy. Oh, the weatherman, Ryan Hall. Okay, I knew the name sounded familiar. What is there bad weather? There's always bad weather nowadays. Yeah, Ryan Hall. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's got a pretty good following. He does the weather. He does a. You know, it's a big topic now. Does Trump have Kevin tapes? He doesn't have Kevin tapes. So what I was specifically asking about, kind of specifically, was the surveillance tapes from January 6th and what was going to happen with them. And I have they're kind of between a rock and a hard place because of this Dominion thing. FBI, did you have a question about the FBI? So much to read about. I do see the other news networks getting the surveillance tape, but here's the thing. The cat's out of the bag, so to speak, in the that the insurrectionists will have all the secret hallways and passageways. And we were talking about Ryan Hall. He has a YouTube channel. He follows the weather. Let's ask this. Let's ask about the surveillance video cams tape being in the hands of insurrectionists. I definitely am picking up that Fox, this is what I'm picking up with those cards I just was showing you. That Fox is like, I don't know if we should do that. I don't know if we should do that. I don't know if we should get those surveillance. Maybe, maybe not. They're on the fence about it. They're on the fence about it. What are you guys talking about? Oh, no. Kevin McCarthy always looks dazed. I gotta read this. Said they'll sell the abortion pill after the latest FDA ruling to allow them to do so. Oh, okay. All right. It's getting to be, we have 10 minutes to go, and there's a couple more things for me to cover. I think. Jack Smith. I feel optimism when I think about Jack Smith, so let's see what's going on with him. I feel like he's making a lot of gains, and we'll have our astrologer on when we can coordinate our schedules. Because I want somebody to tell us about this Aquarian energy that's coming in. Because remember, at the start of the year, you know, when the insurrectionists took over the House, we were knowing that for 3 months it was going to be kind of holy hell. And then something was going to shift for, I got March, April. I felt like a lot, and it's March 1st. I feel like we're going to see a lot of positive shifts like halfway through this month. So as far as Jack Smith goes, he's had to protect himself and his family. But he's kind of coming to the end of a lot of his work. Not the end, but he's coming to, there are some things that are starting to wrap up around Jack Smith. And I feel like the Democrats are going to be getting stronger, and that's going to make, for some reason I feel like it's going to make it easier for Jack Smith as the Democrats kind of gain more favorability and support. Yeah, I feel like Jack Smith he's on top of his game. He definitely has to protect himself and his family, but he's winding down on some of the things finally. I'm not going to read about Merrick Garland. I don't want to read about, you know, I don't, there are certain people that they don't like to be in the spotlight. They don't like to be, you know, Merrick Garland is kind of an office guy, you know what I mean? Garland the holdup. I'm not getting that Garland is a holdup. But I don't really like when people, you know, like, dissect somebody's public persona. Trump doesn't scare Jack Smith, no. But I do, let me just, you know, tell it to you this way. Merrick Garland's family fled the Holocaust. And I feel like, this is really what I feel, that there's trauma, there's trauma, there's family trauma. And that, these people are human beings. That has an effect. And plus, you know, being in a hearing and knowing what the fascists do in those hearings is they're trying to get sound bites and memes, right? So that's really. Oh, thank you, Dottie, for confirming what I said. John, you look a little bit upset. I don't know. I'm just a psychic. No need to be upset. I think Garland, you know, generational trauma, yes. Thank you for acknowledging that. We have to often remember these people, yeah, his family fled the Holocaust. So when he's seeing Nazis in America, that's got to shake him to the core. I don't care who you are. If your family members, ancestors died in the Holocaust, you're going to have trauma around Nazism. And those are the kinds of people that are issuing death threats. So let's send white lights of protective energy around our public servants. And justice does take time, and it takes a lot of time. How many people here who have been involved in court cases? I know I read for people all the time that have been involved in court cases for decades. Decades. And I felt like early on that Merrick Garland, after he got appointed, really was needing to hire a lot more judges and prosecutors and investigators. I felt like he needed a lot more help there. Yeah, keep sending white light and love. And then I heard that he asked the Biden administration for more funds and didn't get it right away. I think he got it eventually. So, oh, hi Australia. You're in Tomorrowland. How's tomorrow going so far? Gotta check with you. Yeah, it took 2 years for your hubby speeding ticket. Justice is slow. So when Merrick Garland, let's think about it. When Trump announced that he was running for president in order to avoid, not that it's going to work, I don't know. Thinks he can't be prosecuted or something if he runs for president. That's when Merrick Garland pulled in Jack Smith. Jack Smith is no rookie. What am I looking at here? What am I reading about? Totally forgot. Well, I was talking about the whole system of justice and what's going on there, right? The high priestesses, they're keeping it quiet. They're keeping it a secret. They're keeping it a secret. I already answered that, John. I saw many months ago that Biden would appoint 3 new Supreme Court justices. So 1 down, 2 to go. Yeah, so, and Glenn saying 2 years into this is really remarkable. Yeah, there's, I don't get that they're wasting time at all. You think you'd confess to a crime you didn't commit? It's Jack came for. Yeah, that's how his energy is. I'm telling you, March, April, we're gonna see a lot of things happening. So they are holding on to secrets. There are people that are trying to. They're trying to change the whole conversation, and that's this is really the insurrectionists. And the DOJ is holding on to their secrets, and they're getting people to surrender. I mean, I listened to Midas Touch one night, Ben Mysalis was saying, the DOJ is batting 1,000. They're all the insurrectionists, all the, Proud Boys and Oath Keepers, they've all been prosecuted. I think that Jack was more than a soldier in the Civil War. I feel like he was a general. I'm getting something, feels like Europe, but we have many lifetimes. I mean, yeah, and when I think of Merrick Garland's past lifetime, I pick up a really strong one as part of the aristocracy, where he was really doing important work, but it doesn't seem like it was combat. Winding down, 2 minutes to go. I do my best to limit it, to 90 minutes. What was it that, I kind of wanted to look at what's going to happen to Pinocchio, who is our name for George Santos, because that's not his name. Is Pinocchio going to be booted out of his seat? No, what do you mean no? Not at first. Okay, let's say it this way. Is Pinocchio going to step down? He guess he's going to step down. What are you guys wishing for? Glenn is saying, be careful what you wish for. Yeah! Dangerous power is a little sexy. A little TMI. Are the liars in the Party of Fascists going to be held accountable? Yes. The liars, you're welcome. It's always fun. It's always fun to come on. The liars in the Republican Party will be, in the Fascist Party, will be held accountable. Let me pick a few cards for you to get through the next couple of days. Grassroots of Democracy meetings are on Thursday and Saturday, so join us. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. If you just put in your email address and you can't attend a meeting, you'll get all the notes. So just get the notes. There'll be petitions, there'll be opportunities, all the information that you need. So let me pick 3 cards to just kind of send you on your way. Please book a reading. Got plenty of room and plenty of information. We're going to see something coming to an end. We're going to see the party of fascists continue to try to steal and get away with things. That goes without saying, right? I know Jimmy Carter is on his, he's towards the end. I feel like that's coming really soon at the end. Send them lots of light. We are going to see in the next couple of days ways that democracy is coming back together too. So don't worry, be happy. Okay? I love you all. Thank you for being here tonight. I know I popped in unexpectedly, as you probably have noticed. I'm usually with somebody else on Wednesday nights, but that has come to an end, and it'll just be me and probably some guests and lots of new things coming up. So, love you guys. Send light to all the Democrats, and I'm sending light to you. And see you really soon. Namaste. Bye-bye.